started?
No, I told him we're gonna make up the time we lost with that.
If you want, yeah. So, Jumla Khabariya then has two types, Ismiya and Fi'liya. And we talked about Ismiya. The first part is called is Musnad Ilay, the second is Musnad. The Musnad Ilay is called Mubtada, and the Musnad is called Khabar. This is only for this. For Jumla Ismiya, we have a Mubtada and we have a Khabar. Okay? In Jumla Ismiya, we have a Mubtada, we have a Khabar. How do we know which one is Mubtada, which one is the Khabar? Figure out which one is Musnad Ilay, which one is Musnad. Whichever one is Musnad Ilay, that is a Mubtada. The other one is Khabar. In this case also, these two are examples, this one and this one. Zaydun Talibun. Zayd is a student, so this is Musnad Ilay, this is Musnad. Therefore, this is Mubtada, this is Khabar. Ahmad Nama. Ahmad is Musnad Ilay, Nama is Musnad. How will you automatically know this without even thinking about it? Fi'l is always Musnad. It cannot be Musnad Ilay. So Fi'l is Musnad. And so this one must be Musnad Ilay. And therefore, this is
Mubtada.
Mubtada. And this is Khabar. Now, this is Jumla Ismiya. This is all the details that you need to know about Jumla Ismiya. Again, Jumla Ismiya is first of all a news or a Jumla Khabariya in which you have the first part is an ism, like this one, Zayd, Ahmad. The second part could be ism or fi'l, that doesn't matter. But the first part has to be
Ism.
And that ism is called Mubtada. It's Musnad Ilay.
But there is no other option, right? So
there is, of course, it has to be ism. Jumla Ismiya, it has to begin with an ism. And when it begins with the ism, that ism is Musnad Ilay, and therefore it's Mubtada. The other part is Khabar. The Musnad part is Khabar. The Musnad
what does Mubtada mean? Beginning?
The beginning or the place of beginning. Okay? In Jumla Fi'liya, which begins with a fi'l or the verb, the first part is a fi'l, the second is an ism. The Musnad, obviously the fi'l has to be the Musnad, right? Fi'l cannot be Musnad Ilay, never. Fi'l is always Musnad. Fi'l is an attribute or an action that you relate to somebody or something. And therefore,
So that's the Khabar?
that's the Musnad, and the other part is the Musnad Ilay. We don't have Mubtada and Khabar in this case. In this case, we call it this. Musnad, we call it what it is, Fi'l. And Musnad Ilay, we call it what it is, Fa'il. Okay?
The doer, right?
The doer. So this is action, this is doer. Action, actor or doer of the action. So you see that in Jumla Ismiya, we have these names and this terminology. In Jumla Fi'liya, which is here, we have a different set of names and terminology. Okay, this is Jumla Fi'liya. We have Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya. The details of Jumla Fi'liya are as follows. We have a fi'l, it always begins with a fi'l, and that fi'l is automatically Musnad because fi'l cannot be Musnad Ilay. It has to be a Musnad. And once you determine that, then we call the fi'l what it is, fi'l. The other part, the thing to which you're relating the fi'l is called the fa'il. Okay, the doer. But that's not where it always ends. For example, you can say Daraba Zaydun Ahmad. Zayd hit Ahmad. Zayd struck In this case, ضرب is musnad and therefore it's a fa'il, or it's a fa'il therefore it's musnad. Zayd is a fa'il, nur. Ahmad is maf'ul. Ahmad is called in this case maf'ul, the receiver of the action. Action, doer, receiver. Because who's doing the beating? The striking, Zayd. Who's receiving it? Ahmad. So Zayd, you say Zayd hit Ahmad, or Zayd struck Ahmad. So this is a jumla fi'liya. In this jumla fi'liya you have fa'il, fa'il, and maf'ul. In others you will only have fa'il and fa'il. Depending on what kind of fa'il it is, it could be either fa'il, fa'il, maf'ul, or fa'il, fa'il only.
What does nama mean? Nama?
Nama means slept. Ahmad slept.
Oh, nama.
Questions? So to repeat everything and to summarize it one more time. Whatever you see in Arabic will either be mufrad or murakkab. Mufrad is standalone, a word by itself. Ism, fi'l, harf. Either one of those three, if it's by itself, it's called mufrad. When you put those together, ism, fi'l, harf, it is the opposite of mufrad, which is called murakkab. Murakkab is either mufid or ghayr mufid. Mufid is when it conveys a complete meaning. Ghayr mufid is when it does not convey a complete meaning. Murakkab mufid is like Zayd is standing. Murakkab ghayr mufid is like the book of Zayd. If it doesn't convey a complete meaning, it's called murakkab ghayr mufid. Murakkab mufid is also called jumla or kalam. And it has two types, khabariya and sha'iyya. Khabariya is when it gives the news, which you can say is true or false, and sha'iyya is where you cannot say true or false. Khabariya is like Zaydun qa'im, Zayd is standing. And sha'iyya is like ijlis, sit down, where you can't say true or false. And then jumla khabariya, which conveys a meaning about which you can say true or false, has two types, ismiya and fi'liya. Ismiya is the one in which you have an ism at the beginning. Fi'liya is the one in which you have a fi'l at the beginning. If you have an ism at the beginning, it's ismiya. If you have a fi'l at the beginning, it's fi'liya. And then the details of ismiya are as follows. Musnad ilayh, or the first thing, is called mubtada. Musnad, or the other thing, is called khabar. In fi'liya, the first thing, which is fi'l, is musnad, and therefore we just call it fi'l. And the other thing, which is the one to whom we were attributing the thing, is musnad ilayh, and it is called fa'il. But it doesn't always have to be that way. It can be fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. Verb, doer, receiver. Or verb,